Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the final preseason game. What that means is the Arizona Cardinals regular season is about to start probably within 2 to 3 weeks from now, which I'm absolutely super stoked with. I'm done with talking about preseason. I want to get to the regular season, but obviously this is the last preseason game for the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals versus Saints. Things to look out for in this game. Let's get started. Alright guys, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, today what I want to specifically talk about is Saints versus Cardinals. The first away game for the Arizona Cardinals, where we will be going over there to the Saints Stadium to go ahead and play our third preseason game. Nevertheless, I am going to go ahead and give you the players to look out for the Saints, but obviously I'll focus a lot more on the Arizona Cardinals because this is a Cardinals channel. But before we get started, definitely do me one big favor, smash that like button and subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. Although we hit our 7,000 subscriber count, thank you so very much for doing that, everybody. Always want to continue to grow on this channel. Next goal is going to be 8, 9, and then 10K, hopefully by the end of the season. Without further ado, let's go and just jump right into it here. Arizona Cardinals versus the New Orleans Saints. And it's super weird to say the New Orleans Saints without seeing Drew Brees. Obviously, he ended up, announcing his retirement this last offseason, so hopefully the best for Drew Brees. But there are some quarterbacks we still need to look out for. Most likely, they're going to start off with Taysom Hill. Now, everybody knows him as the Swiss Army knife, the guy that can do everything. We most likely will see him start this game, and then after him, Jameis Winston, and then after him is going to be Trevor Siemian. Now, if you're going to ask me who I think is going to be rolling in the 2021, quarterback for the Saints, I do think that Jameis Winston will have the leg up over, Taysom Hill personally. But, I mean, we'll see what it is. I know that a lot of Saints fans want to see Taysom Hill, but I do think that, Jameis Winston might be a little bit more polished as far as a passer. So I think that they might favor that route. Now, in terms of their, the running back situation, I doubt we will see Alvin Kamara. I do not think we're going to see him in this game, but they still do have some viable, great options in terms of running backs. Two of them that I want to point out is one of them is going to be Devontae Freeman. If you do not remember him, he did used to play for the Atlanta Falcons, and he did a very good job. Unfortunately, he got hurt. He ended up signing with another team, and now he finds himself in with the Saints. But still a great option in terms of a running back. Next player is going to be Latavius Murray. This guy is big. He will get those ugly yards for you, and he's very good. I know that he was once a starter in his own right, but it didn't really work out. But he's been a very good option in terms of being a backup to, Alvin Kamara. But those are going to be the running backs that I'm pretty sure we'll see a big workload, especially in the first half. Now, in terms of the wide receivers, I know a lot of people are going to say, Michael Thomas. Dude, I don't know what's going on with Michael Thomas right now. The whole feud with him and the Saints is absolutely crazy to see. I've seen the Saints fans already turn their back on Michael Thomas, and I think Michael Thomas wants out of the Saints. Now, if they're going to, grant his request, I don't know. But nevertheless, they still do have some, up-and-coming wide receivers that I want to talk about. The first person is going to be Marquez Galloway. Now, he has 5 receptions, 104 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the Jaguars game alone. Now, I know a lot of, Saints fans have some high praises for Galloway. So, let's see what happens. I'm really excited to see when he lines up against, Marco Wilson, Tay Gowan, those type of, cornerbacks that we know that are good, but we want to make sure that they have those reps out there. So I'm really excited to see that type of matchup. Another wide receiver that is up and coming for the Saints is going to be Lil Jordan Humphreys, I believe his name is. But yeah, I mean, those are the 2 wide receivers that I feel like the Arizona Cardinals need to look out for. We'll see a high dosage of those 2 players in terms of the wide receiving core. So our young quarterbacks are going to have their hands full. All right, but now let's go ahead and jump into the Arizona Cardinals and the things that we need to look out for in this game. Now, I know, obviously, if you guys have been watching my videos, I've been jumping on a soapbox and saying the Arizona Cardinals need to play our star starters at least for like 1 or 2 drives. At this point right now, I just want to get, preseason done with. I'm tired of talking about it, so if we don't see him in there, I'm not going to be mad. I just want to see some rookies. I want to see some people fighting for this 53-man roster. That's the type of stuff that I want to see. Now, Cliff Kingsbury already went ahead on, in an interview, and he said that he does not believe that Kyler Murray needs to prove anything to anybody. Now, I don't know if he's going to play him on this last game. I don't know if that's his intention, but as of right now, like I said, I'm done talking about it. I'm just going to swoosh it away. It's preseason. I know we had an ugly performance against the Chiefs, but hopefully that doesn't, translate into the regular season. So as of right now, I don't know if Kyler Murray is going to play, but we're going to go ahead and roll with the punches and just talk about, our backup quarterbacks as of right now. Obviously, we have Colt McCoy. I think he did a very good job against the Chiefs. He held his own. And now we also have Chris Streveler. Chris Streveler actually had a terrible game against the Cowboys, but I feel like he did a bounce back game against, against the Kansas City Chiefs as well. So hopefully we have a bounce back game. And if he really wants to be in this 53-man roster, he needs to show out in this Saints game. Now, in terms of our running backs, I think it's very obvious that we have our 2 solidified running backs in Connor as well as Chase Edmonds. We have 2 running backs in the bubble. Now, if they're going to go with 4 running backs or 3 running backs, we got Eno Benjamin and Jonathan Ward on the bubble right now. Who is going to make it? If it's going to be just one or the other, it would suck to see either Jonathan Ward or Eno Benjamin not make it, but we most likely will put him in the practice squad. Hopefully, a team doesn't poach them, because honestly, I see some good things out of both players. So I'm really excited to see Jonathan Ward have a great game as well as Eno Benjamin, because honestly, I would love to have all 4 of them, Chase Edmonds, James Conner, as well as just other 2 on as far as our running back core. Now, I get it. A lot of people think of it as a wasted spot in the running back because we most likely will not see the 4th running back, but we can also use Eno Benjamin in special teams. So we can still keep him on the 53-man roster and label him as the 4th running back, but use him primarily in special teams. I think that's a no-brainer. Now, let's talk about our wide receiving core. I think it's obvious that the Arizona Cardinals are going to continue to feed Rondale Moore and make sure that he shows his explosion in this preseason game. There's some people out there saying that Rondale Moore will be taking the spot of Christian Kirk if Christian Kirk doesn't get his together. And I could very well think that as well. Christian Kirk has been long overdue to be that consistent number 2 wide receiver, or maybe even number 3 wide receiver, because let's be honest here, with AJ Green coming in here and DeAndre Hopkins, we got D-Hop as number 1 and number 2 being AJ Green. So it's going to really allow Christian Kirk to be that slot wide receiver, and hopefully he can shine in a consistent basis, because let's be honest here, Rondale Moore is coming for your job if you do not have consistency. That's just plain and simple. Another wide receiver I want to talk about is going to be Andy Isabella. Hail the return of Andy Isabella. He will be playing in this game, and I think he needs to have a huge game. It sucks because this is his only game that he can be, but obviously he was within protocols. He couldn't really partake in these preseason games, but Andy Isabella, is he going to make the 53-man roster? In my mind, I think it's like a 60-40 split. I think there might favor Andy Isabella to be on the roster with 60% and 40% no. And the only big reason as to why is because I know that Cliff likes him and they want to give him more of an opportunity. But seeing that it's a very already crowded wide receiving room, I think he might have more chance to be explosive in the special teams role more than anything. But I'm really excited to see what type of usage we'll see out of Andy Isabella. But no doubt he needs to have a huge game versus the Saints, because, man, everybody's already counting him out, including myself. I want to see what Ross Travis can do. I know he got a touchdown with Chris Streveler versus the Saints game, and I thought that was an absolute dime from Chris Streveler. So I would love to see what Ross Travis can do, maybe give him a little bit more opportunity in that role. Now let's switch over to the defense. I think we have a lot of great defensive pieces in this draft that I would love to see in this game. Maybe very small snap usage out of them, like your Tay Gowans, your Marco Wilsons, Zaven Collins for the first half. I want to see those type of players out there, and I want to see them have a huge game because, bottom line, guys, this is the final preseason game until the game that really matters, and that's going to be against the Tennessee Titans week 1, which I'm absolutely super stoked about, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Players to look out for in the Saints that I didn't already mention. Put everything in the comments. And like always, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so very much for watching, guys, and I'm out. Thank you.